that will put that statement back to you. If you can't know the law, know the judge. Does that speak volumes?
If that lawyer is being truthful, let him mention the name of the lecturer, and we'll come after him. It's as simple as that. I mean, it's such a thing should. I'm shocked that the lawyer actually went public with that joke. You know, and again, we could give different interpretation to that word, know the judge. It could be understand the temperament of the judge, and you know how to manage your case. Then you can go with technical grounds. If, for instance, you don't know the law. It has so many interpretations, but if we want to paint it with the one, know the judge, meaning go and see him, that is so bad. You don't even do things like that. There are ways, after all, how many people go out there to go and have a bath in public? But you will have a bath, won't you? So, I mean, first of all, I don't know. Let that boy get back to him. Let him tell us the name of the lecturer so we can stop him from going into any classroom before he will poison the minds of many others. That's just what I'll say.
Okay, Mr. Onwundiwe, but then in the conversations around reforming the judiciary, we've had these conversations over and over again. What are the things that should be looked at in order to put the judiciary in the place where it ought to be as the hope of the common man?
My colleague just mentioned something to you. He said the new Chief Justice of the Federation, who first of all, they did everything they could to break his spirit before eventually approving for him to be the Chief Justice of the Federation. But the man is doing a good job. He hears all these complaints, and he's going to do the best he can. In fact, I want to call it a blessing that by the time he was coming in, they almost broke his spirit. I mean, why on earth wouldn't he have just been confirmed within 2-3 weeks like they've been doing for others? But they left him for how long? For reasons some other people may know that we don't know. But luckily, some people kicked about it, and luckily, our acting president was on seat to immediately take action, and he did. And the man is working. I believe he is working. Let us be patient. You see, the reason we're discussing the judiciary today, God, I can't even remember the last time such a thing happened, is because we have a number of image-driven people in the executive. Every little thing, they jump to the media, they want to pretend they're working, and these people are worse. If you have 100 judges, and you say up to about 30% of them are corrupt, trust me, in the executive, you will have 95% that are corrupt. And they'll be the first to shout. And say, oh, look at these people. They're the ones that are not helping us to fight corruption. Well, I don't want to make allegations on television, but maybe the best way. Look at, do you know, even the legislators that we condemn, do you know they do better investigation? Look at the investigation that Shehu Sani carried out. Perfect. It was so watertight and so clean. There's nothing. And Shehu Sani is not a lawyer. So watertight and so clean. And they brought everything about the grass cutting. And then you give the same thing to somebody in EFCC or the police or something. They'll come out, mess it up, and then tell you, you see, we've done a wonderful job. It's just that the judge didn't want to give it to us. That's what we're seeing. And then you now get some lawyer from, I don't know where he comes from. He tells you, if you don't know the law, know the judge. And who else should even know the judge more if it's not the executive? They appoint them.
But Mr. Onwundiwe, are you implying that sometimes
the money from the budget?
Are you implying that sometimes the judge might not decide to turn a blind eye to some evidence before him?
No, he can't do that because he knows it to be appealed. He can't do that. He knows it to be appealed. And when you go on appeal, then that's it. And if your record is there, that practically most of the cases that you've been deciding falls on appeal, you're on your way out. Particularly when it's so obvious that you should not have turned a blind eye, you're on your way out. Who wants to lose his job? Okay. They know. A lot of things that maybe the judiciary has to come out now and actually talk and explain to the public, this is how we are set up, and this is how this institution works. A lot of people don't know. It's all sentiment. And then, of course, with the latest being the image-driven government that we have, politics with practically everything.
I put this question to Mr. Uwaifo, but let me bring it to you here. How insulated or how protected are the judicial officers from all these issues of bribery? I mean, we have things out there on social media, for instance, a recording of a conversation between an individual and a judge, and there are reports that the judge confessed to someone that it actually happened. Well, that's still an allegation, as the case may be. We also have, I mean, when those judges were being tried, evidence being brought up before them that certain monies were paid to their accounts, or some of their accounts were used for one thing or the other. How insulated are the judicial officers from all of this?
Okay. How would you insulate anybody? He's still a human being. Okay. Are you still talking?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Now, how do you insulate anybody? It's a human being. If a lawyer says, I would like to see you, my lord, I'd like to see you in chambers, will the judge know what he wants to discuss? He will grant him that audience. And he goes in there, and whatever he wants to discuss, he'll discuss. And if the judge is being led into temptation, it happens. Then those who find out, it is their duty. It's for all of us. It is their duty to make a report. And once you make your report, then that's it. It will be investigated. And if they find him guilty, he's out. That's just the way it is. It's not a question of, okay, now, if you're a judge, they lock you up in jail. You don't talk to anybody, you don't socialize, you don't even see anybody in your office. What kind of life is that?
Well,
is it punishment to be a judge?
You
Where
say,
in the world is that done?
You say he'll be investigated. You say he'll be investigated. But all he has is what happened. He has no recording. He has nothing. All he can say is, okay, Alera came into my office and tried to bribe me. So it'll be he said, she said.
No. If a judge says that, it's taken as gospel. If a judge says this person came into my office and tried to bribe me, it's gospel. You don't even begin to doubt it. It's for the person to now prove, oh yes, I didn't do that. And then the judge will also show this is what he said, what he didn't say. And most times if you have a judge saying this about somebody, most people will take what the judge says. Because did you come into the office? The answer is yes. What did you discuss? And the judge says, this is what you tried to do. And he resisted it. The judge's word will be taken for it. That's why he's a judge. And we address them as my lord.
Okay. We're talking about...
above board.
We're talking about the independence of the judiciary now. And you have used certain words in the course of our discussion with you to show that you certainly don't believe that the judiciary is independent. So how does Nigeria begin to walk towards making the judiciary independent? Because for Nigeria to become the society that we are all looking forward to, the judiciary has to be independent.
Okay. Okay. Now, my answer to that is simple. The executive does not want the judiciary to be independent. 2005 conference, it was recommended. 2014, it was again repeated. The judiciary should have their own budget straight, first line. Straight to them, but the executive will still keep it and decide when to release money to them or when not to release money to them. So that is the independence is coming from is the executive. It's the executive, and we're operating a constitution that doesn't give them that independence yet. And that's why the recommendations have been made at all the conferences. This is what should happen. They even talked about, separating the office of the Attorney General with the Minister for Justice. Let the Attorney General be somebody that rose through the ranks and is working direct for the people. And then the Minister for Justice could be a politician, a political appointee if they want. That has been rejected. We bunched them together. So you find out exactly what the executive is doing. Why are they refusing all the recommendations that have been done by all sorts of wise report? All sorts of reports have said, do this. They've not done it. They've not done it.
Okay, Mr. Onwundiwe. Let's, Mr. Uwaifo, as we wind down, how do we go forward in 10 seconds? Way forward.
Well, the way forward, I don't think agree totally with what Mr. Onwundiwe is saying. The actions of the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature are all rooted in the Constitution. And I believe too that nobody has heard the judiciary and said, look, we are not independent. Nobody has said that. We are only talking about accounting issues here now. That's not the only thing that makes independent. In any case, for a while now, the self-accounting principles of the judiciary are still on. I think that what is the problem is what is affecting the entire country is what is affecting the judiciary. All citizens must put their hands together. Like I said, we must agree to have a corrupt-free society or not. And then the process of selecting judges and monitoring judges is all we need.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Uwaifo. Thank you, Mr. Oscar Onwundiwe, legal practitioner who joined us from our Abuja studios, and Mr. Hannibal Uwaifo, legal practitioner and President, African Bar Association. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us.